Shalom. Kahala Yahweh Bahasham Yahawashai Bahasham Rakahakodash. Today we are going to be going into breaking down God's laws in the section of how to deal with the poor and unfortunate. Okay? Um, we're going to be coming out of the King James 1611 Version Bible with Apocrypha. And we're going to start with law number 40. So, not to afflict an orphan or a widow. So we're going to go to Exodus chapter 22. Let's see here. Exodus 22, here's 21. And we're going to go verse 21. So, let's see, that is here. And it says, Thou shalt neither vex a stranger, nor oppress him, for ye were strangers in the land of Egypt. Ye shall not afflict any widow or fatherless child. If you afflict them in any wise, and they cry at all unto me, I will surely hear their cry. And my wrath shall wax hot, and I will kill you with the sword, and your wives shall be widows, and your children fatherless. So it's kind of one of those things where you reap what you sow, kind of. You know, that way, whatever you just did to them, you'll witness it for yourself, and someone else acting in a wicked manner might treat you the same way you treated them. So it's kind of that God uses the wicked to chasten the wicked, kind of, if it becomes that. So it's just why we don't do it. We don't want to make the Most High mad, okay? Actually, let's get some more light in here. All right. There, save my eyes a little bit. Okay, number 41. Not to reap the entire field. So that's going to go into Leviticus. Okay? We're going to start into two chapters. We're going to go chapter 19 and 23. So let's do 19 first. 19 verse 18, 19 verse 9. Okay. And when ye reap the harvest of your land, you shall not wholly reap the corners of thy field, neither shall you gather the gleanings of thy harvest. And you shall not glean thy vineyard, neither shall you gather every grape of thy vineyard. Thou shalt leave them for the poor and stranger. I am the Lord your God. Okay? And now we're going to go to chapter 23, verse 22. 23, verse 22. And when ye reap the harvest of your land, ye shall not make clean riddance of the corners, Salakia, of thy field, when you reapest, neither shall you gather any gleaning of thy harvest. Ye shall leave them unto the poor and to the stranger. I am the Lord your God. This is so that the poor can always have something to eat. That no one's starving. Even when we're to be ruling in our land and whatnot, no one should be starving. We won't have GMO foods, so everything that we plant, and if we do it the right way, the Most High told us and taught us how to do it, these are going to be the greatest foods that can be grown from the earth, so it's all nutrition. No one's, even the poor are going to be eating good. You know what I mean? Okay, so let's go to number 42. And it says, to leave the unreaped corner of the field or orchard for the poor. We just read that back in Leviticus 19 and 9. Okay? 43, not to gather the gleanings. Gleanings is the ears of corn or what have you that have fallen on the ground while you're reaping. So, say you're gathering up your goods and whatnot, and some hit the floor. I mean, it's fine. Leave it. It's okay. That's for other people to come and eat. That's what they're for. That's what it's there for. Okay, keep going. The Most High bless you with so much. That's fine. It's not even a waste because someone's gonna come eat it. Okay. Uh, 44 to leave the gleanings for the poor. Just went into that. That's what it's there for. That's Leviticus 19 and 9. So a lot of these things, it's separated, but it's not. It just gives more detail on what it's for and why it's for. Okay. 45. Not to gather aloft the imperfect clusters of the vineyard for the poor. So let's go to Leviticus chapter 19, verse 10. 19. And thou shalt not glean the vineyard, neither shalt thou gather every grape of the vineyard. You shall leave them for the poor and the stranger. I am the Lord your God. Okay? Again, it's one of those things God's saying, leave it there. It's fine. It's not for you. It's for them. Okay? Another one that goes along with that is Deuteronomy 24 and 21. Deuteronomy. Verse 21. And it says, when thou gatherest the grapes of the vineyard, thou shalt not glean it afterward. It shall be for the stranger, for the fatherless, and for the widow. And thou shalt remember that thou wast a bondman in the land of Egypt. Therefore I command thee to do this thing. So the Most High is causing us to recollect that us as a people, we've been bondmen and slaves to many other nations. So it's kind of like when you've worked in the food industry and you appreciate when people give you tips for services rendered, just because they want to, just because they want to bless you. Compared to those who have never worked in that industry and they're kind of stingy with tips. They don't understand what you actually go through. So it's kind of like that. Because you've been in a not so great situation, you understand it. So it's a blessing for others to have good, even if it's quote unquote imperfect looking. They have a service where you can buy imperfect vegetation and whatnot, like carrots that have like two root ends and whatnot. But it's still a carrot. It's still delicious. It's still good. It just doesn't look cute. So that's the imperfections that it's talking about. Okay. 46. To leave all of the imperfect clusters of the vineyard for the poor. That ties right into 45, and that's what we were just explaining. Okay, number 47. Not to gather the peret, or grapes, that have fallen onto the ground. Again, it goes back to Leviticus 19 and 10. We've gone over probably 4 or 5 times. To leave the peret, the single grapes of the vineyard for the poor. Leave it. Still, tying into Leviticus 19 and 10. Let them have it. It's okay. Okay? Don't be such a penny pincher. Okay? The Lord, He's blessed you enough. You don't gotta be that stingy. 49. Not to return to take a forgotten sheaf, which is a bundle of grain stalks laid lengthwise and tied together after reaping. So you gathered your grain stalks in kind of like bundles. Okay? And we're going to go to Deuteronomy chapter 24, verse 19 for this one. 24 and 19. Here it is. When thou cuttest down thine harvest in thy field, and hast forgotten a sheaf in the field, thou shalt not go again to fetch it. It shall be for the stranger, for the fatherless, and for the widow, that the Lord thy God may bless thee in all the work of thine hands. So there it is again. The Most High is blessing you so much. Even you've got so much gathered up and harvested. You forgot something that you already bound up. Good. That's for them. It's bound up and ready for them to take. Okay? Everyone's being taken care of. You may not have the lot of Job where you got mansions on mansions and fields and animals and all that, but you get the Most High has blessed you in your whatever lot that you have, and it's enough to go around. Okay? Let's see. Also, going into what that is one of the bundles in which cereal plants like wheat, rye, when that's bound after reaping. That's things that you kind of make cereal or bread, things like that. Okay. Number 50. Yes. To leave the forgotten sheaves, a bundle of grain stalks laid lengthwise and tied together after reaping for the poor. Ties right back into 49. Leave it. It's okay. Number 51. We got two more in this section. 51. Not to refrain from maintaining a poor man and giving him what he needs. Okay, so Deuteronomy 15 and 7. 15 and 6, 7. Here we go. If there be among you a poor man of one of thy brethren within any of thy gates in thy land, which the Lord thy God giveth thee, thou shalt not harden thine heart, nor shut thine hand from thy poor brother, but thou shalt open thine hand wide unto him, and shalt surely lend him sufficient for his need in that which he wanteth. So, when you see our people out there, even out at the checkout window at Burger King or wherever, and sure, you might feel like, why would you post up when you know I'm doing a money exchange or whatnot? As you know, it's kind of manipulative, but you have to understand they're hungry. They don't have what you have, and they want to be seen so that they might have a chance to get these gleanings. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. It's biblical. It's just it's natural. That's how biblical it is. It's natural. Okay. So yeah, there you have it on that one. And the last one, 52. To give charity according to one's means. So we just went into that, which is Deuteronomy 15 and 11. So I'll read 11 again. For the poor shall never cease out of the land. Therefore I command thee, saying, Thou shalt open thine hand wide unto thy brother, to thy poor, and to thy needy in thy land. And if thy brother, an Hebrew man or a Hebrew woman, be sold unto thee, and serve thee 6 years, then in the 7th year you shall let him go free from thee. So, this goes into whether our own people want to work for us. Okay? And I'd say want to within these times. Back then, you could be put into servitude for a time, but there was a thing of release. You would work 6 years or whatever the case, or whatever your contract, but you never went into a 7th year that you got jubileed, so to speak. You got a jubilee year for your freedom. You were no longer bound to that contract. Either a new one, or if you wanted to, or whatever the case, but you didn't go past 6 years. Okay? So, that is how we treat our poor and unfortunate. And I look forward to seeing you guys on next video, which will be treatment of the Gentiles, the other nations. All right, Shalom.